Welcome to the MindTalk podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanas, with over 20 years in energy medicine. Today, I'll be working with a client, Abigail, and it's her first belief decoding session. It's January 2024, and what would you like to work on? I see you have an intake form here for me with a number of things like organizing, simplifying your life, motivation to do exercises, get healthy, get stronger, love unconditionally, fruits of the spirit, etc. But I think I'm picking up on that love unconditionally. So let's go with that as a theme for our work today. And so usually when we work with a belief system, we kind of use the analogy of a tree because there's like roots and branches and soil and all of that. But you actually don't have a complete belief system. It's just a partial belief system. And that can be indicative of having had a lot of energy work. We've probably gotten parts of it in roundabout ways. So you have more like a pile of wood laying there versus a tree to chop down. But it'll still be fun. So let's see where we're going to go first. We're going to go by chakras. That's how we have it organized. And so we're going to be in the root chakra for this first one, and something to do with kind of being a victim. It's nothing works out for me. So I don't know if that rings a bell or you could feel that way, frustrated about stuff. But we want to get rid of that belief because it's negative. And so we're going to uncover these. And then when we get done uncovering the beliefs, we're going to find out if there's anything associated, any imbalances or emotions. And then we'll come back and clear these beliefs. So right now we're just making a list of this pile. Okay, so we're also, again, in the root chakra, which is about survival. And this is about being a victim again. It's, I have to live with it. And you might think, live with what? It can be unique to you. I'm using intuition, and I'm thinking it's indiscretions. So, whatever that means for you. And then we're also again in the root chakra, and we're in control. So, like the category of control, and it's I have to quit on my own. So I'm not sure if that means like quit eating sugar. It might have been something in the past you had to quit, smoking or whatever it was. But anyway, you have a belief, I have to quit on my own. And it wouldn't come up unless it was negative, because we're just looking for negative beliefs. So somehow this will all kind of fit together as well. Then we're in the heart chakra, and something about other people. Other people have emotional control over me. Ooh, that's not a very good one. And then we have something in the power chakra, the solar plexus, related to change. If this changes, I'll lose what I love. So, those are really interesting beliefs, aren't they? Let's read it back. If this changes, I'll lose what I love. Other people have emotional control over me. I have to quit on my own. I have to live with it. Nothing works out for me. Pitiful, huh? Okay, so we're going to find, first of all, what kind of imbalances keep those going, feeding and watering that like fertilizer. And the first thing I'm coming up with is the fascia. So you have a misalignment in your fascia. Fascia is kind of like wearing a pair of nylons. If you have a twist at the ankle, you feel it all up the leg and at the hip. It's kind of like you don't want fascia to be like misaligned. So we're just going to set the intention to align that fascia. The fascia is also the information superhighway for your whole body. It wraps around every organ, every blood vessel, every cell. So it's super important to keep it flexible, keep it moving. And anyway, I'm just going to do 10 swipes over the governing vessel meridian to just with the intention to align that fascia. And then next we actually have the governing meridian coming up, and that's a main meridian. It's like an ancestral meridian, and that's why we use it, because really all the meridians are connected. We kind of think of them all as separate, like the spleen meridian, the liver meridian, heart meridian, etc. But they really are all connected, and this is like one of the main ones, so that we can clear blockages throughout the whole meridian system by using this governing vessel meridian. And so we're just gonna focus on that. Evidently there's a problem with that meridian, and we just want to clear any imbalances in that as well. And then we have the amygdala coming up, and it must be being imbalanced by an emotion, which is low self-esteem. And so we're going to clear the emotion of low self-esteem and just reset and balance that amygdala. All right, so now let's go back and clear each of those negative beliefs. So starting at the top, nothing works out for me. We'll just clear each one. I have to live with it. I have to quit on my own. Other people have emotional control over me. And if this changes, I'll lose what I love. So did we clear all of those? Yes. But we are going to install a positive emotion. So kind of when you cut all that out of the way, or you remove all that, you leave a gap in the subconscious mind. So we're going to just fill that gap with a positive statement of, I am of great worth. It's really nice. So let's just install that positive belief, I am of great worth. And then I'm coming up with that we could reset each of the chakras. So sometimes it's interesting that when we wear certain colors that match a chakra, we can help balance that chakra. Like red would be for the root chakra. It's really like all the colors of the rainbow. And so like you could try that out with clothing to reset and balance your chakras just by wearing colorful clothing, or even a rainbow colored shirt or dress or something like that, because then that energy helps your chakras. So you can have fun with that. We're also coming up with sleep. You need more sleep. So at least 7 hours of sleep. That's kind of a minimum for you. I know you like to stay up late, but it's very important as well for processing this work to get enough sleep, drink enough water, and this work will take about 7 days to process. So then we'll look forward to working with you again. Thank you.